In the lively tapestry of Amazonian rainforests, a spirited avian performer graces the branches, the Pionites Melanocephalus, better known as the Black-Headed Caique. Join us on a captivating journey into the world of these charismatic parrots, as we uncover their evolutionary history, ecological significance, and the challenges it confronts. With crimson bodies and contrasting gray heads, the attractive black-headed parrot is a popular species kept as pets across the neotropics. As medium-sized parrots measuring under a foot long, black-headed parrots form loyal bonds with mates while inhabiting forests across north-central South America, where their vocalizations echo melodiously at dawn and dusk. As fruit and seed specialists, they play a key ecological role propagating trees via ingestion and dispersal while charming bird enthusiasts with their intelligence and personalities. Yet capture for the pet trade plus accelerating deforestation now threatens remaining populations across Panama, Colombia, and Venezuela, as well as the Guianas, Brazil and Peru, where subspecies variants occur near Amazon tributaries through the Andes into Bolivia. Evolutionary history. All neotropical parrots share common ancestry with ancestral parrot lineages that likely originated in Gondwana over 50 million years ago before migrating to South America as the continents shifted. The earliest fossils of modern Lycmacus date 30 million years ago to the Oligocene epoch in South America, revealing that parrots had diversified and spread by then. The genus Pionites itself emerged roughly 6 million years ago as a lineage of small to mid-sized parrots occupying forest niches. The black-headed parrot sits within the clade Pionites, containing the white-bellied, blue-headed, and Maximilian's parrot species. Biogeography analysis suggests ancestral Pionite stock first evolved in Proto-Amazon forests before expanding outward after landscape changes like the rising Andean mountains and Orinoco Basin drainage formations altered habitats over successive millions of years. Divergence between sister taxa, the blue-headed and black-headed parrot, occurred more recently, approximately 2 million years ago, as climate shifts fragmented forests, isolating populations that gradually evolved distinguishable traits. When early indigenous peoples migrated into South America, they undoubtedly relied on vibrant parrots like Pionites Melanocephalus for symbolic inspiration as well as sustenance. Local tribes may have innovated trapping methods handed down over generations even before European conquests began. Unfortunately, intensified capture for trade decimation regional flocks faster recently. Male and female adults are identical with no size dimorphism, but gender can be confirmed via surgical sexing methods. Juveniles initially have dark gray crowns that transform to lighter hues by 1 year old. Popular as cage birds, selective breeding has generated color morphs, but natural populations remain mostly unchanged. Skeletally black-headed parrots share typical parrot adaptations like lightweight, pneumatic bones, fused hand bones supporting climbing, and short triangular wings providing aerodynamic agility through forests. As cavity nesters, their sharp bill easily excavates nest sites. Muscles controlling the jaw, tongue, and cheeks allow versatile tongue-assisted feeding behaviors relished by pet owners who can watch food manipulated playfully. Intensive eyesight discriminates colors when foraging, while a curved pectoral girdle provides extensive anchorage for massive flight muscles driving their aerobatics. Ecology. The natural habitat range historically spanned across north-central South America east of the Andes at altitudes below 3,000 feet in Panama and Colombia down into Venezuela, the Guianas, southeast Peru, northeast Bolivia, and south-central Brazil. The preferred ecosystem occurs in humid lowland forests, especially tropical semi-deciduous forest mixed with nearby rainforest, gallery forest adjoining rivers, plus mangrove woodlands along coastal zones. Suitable areas feature tall mature trees for nesting amidst diverse fruit sources. The eastern Andes slopes and Amazon basin lowlands likely prevented ancestral expansion further west across most of the continent. Vulnerable to freezing weather, black-headed parrots remain restricted north of the Tropic of Capricorn at latitudes experiencing warmer yearly climate. Being restricted to lowland forest habitats increases their susceptibility to modern deforestation impacts, shrinking intact breeding habitat. Their role as canopy frugivores influences underlying plant ecology through seed dispersal and germination processes. Local region populations show particular foraging preferences for certain fruit tree varieties, though over 80 species are consumed overall. Examples include palms, Adalia sp, Nectandra, Enocarpus bataua, Puteria sp, plus Ficus bolivianensis. Deteriorating forests with fewer fruit sources force riskier searches, increasing migrations dangerously. Fragmentation also facilitates bromeliad expansion, which outcompetes fruiting plants parrots rely on. Finding ample foods year-round promotes healthier immune resistance during stressful nesting periods. Habitat and behavior. The circadian rhythms of black-headed parrots revolve around lifelong pair bonds grounded within forested breeding territories enriched with fruit trees essential for nourishing subsequent generations. Their activity budgets divide time amongst nesting, roosting, flying, foraging and preening, with vocalizations and visual displays constantly reinforcing social bonds. Courtship strengthens enduring pair connections, while territorial defense protects essential resources against competitors during nesting phases when food demands intensify substantially until chicks ultimately reach independence. Black-headed parrots generally breed April through June, when fruit abundance peaks within their 11-square-mile home ranges dominated by preferred feeding trees parrots rely on for nourishing protein-rich diets. Though nesting in tree cavities, they prefer towers, providing better visibility spotting aerial threats. Pairs excavate holes in dead palms and branches, mating repeatedly until females lay 3 to 4 white eggs in tree hollows lined with shredded wood. While both sexes incubate eggs and brood altricial hatchlings for a month, females shoulder majority of nocturnal nest duties while males protect territories guarding mates during vulnerable periods. When chicks fledge around 52 days old, parents increase foraging intensities, gathering fruits, seeds, nuts and berries to satisfy 4 hungry fledglings, staying nearby for another 14 weeks. During this stretch, both parents distribute feedings across broader forest areas until independence transitions juveniles towards non-breeding flocks, releasing parents to focus feeding themselves to recover sufficiently for next year's efforts. Outside breeding responsibilities, black-headed parrots congregate in larger flocks from 10 up to 100 individuals when roosting communally in treetop canopies or gathering clay licks to consume mineral-rich soils, counteracting natural toxins in unripe tropical fruits. At clay licks, their sheer numbers afford security from predators, though still lost to hawk attacks. During rainy periods, flocks fragment as pairs retreat towards defended nesting territories, signaling renewal of seasonal mating and nesting rituals that sustain black-headed parrot populations wherever sufficient undisturbed lowland forest habitat still remains across northern South America. Conclusion. From indigenous trade preceding Western contact through accelerating 21st-century illegal trafficking supplying collectors globally, black-headed parrots endure heavy exploitation given steadfast bonding with caretakers. Although still common regionally, expanding agriculture and logging continue to degrade breeding strongholds and traditionally relied fruit trees. Currently rated least concern by the IUCN Red List, experts estimate up to 15% loss inhabiting degraded peripheries means protected status warrants elevation to near threatened in the near future, given anticipated habitat declines from planned dams and mining threatening Chaco reserves, and southeastern Amazon corridors harboring last large migratory flocks will dwindle without urgent safeguards limiting take through registered breeding programs aimed at easing burgeoning captive demand threatening remaining wild populations. The species depends on long-term. Fortunately, Saliva's National Park and Tamchiacu-Tawayo Communal Reserve sets positive precedents where monitored parrot conservation balances tourism revenue and sustainability for local communities. If supporting such integrated approaches succeeds across the neotropics, responsible ecotourism may fund habitat retention, truly preserving endangered wildlife worth more appreciated alive by future generations through compassionate coexistence, valuing intrinsic beauty wildlife offers, all sharing this wondrous world.